Hail and welcome, blessed be, and thank you for joining me. My name is Brother Bear. I'm a practicing witch and a goddess worshipping Unitarian Universalist. I'd like to invite you to come worship with me. If you're interested, stick around. We're about to start our service. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Let us call ourselves into focus and into attention with the sound of a bell. May this bell be a transition between the phases of our service and our ritual, that we may honor the great Mother Goddess. First of all, I'd like to welcome you all for joining me today. If your hearts have been led here, then you were meant to be. The great Mother Goddess appeals to many different people in many different ways. There's multiple Mother Goddesses who encapsulate her beautifully. There's also goddesses of other varieties. All of them are connected to the Great Mother. We're recognizing the Great Mother is ultimately recognizing the difference between the sacred masculine and the divine feminine. Not really male versus female, but contrasting energies, push and pull, ebb and flow, yin and yang, balance. We've honored masculinity and the great male power for a while, and there's many people who are still very much comfortable honoring that exclusively. I am not one of those people. I'm a dualist, a pantheist. I believe there are multiple gods, but I turn my attention to the Earth Mother and the Sky Father specifically. They keep me whole and balanced. These services and rituals are to take time in the mornings to honor the Great Mother, to seek her wisdom, and recognize her strength. Let us now light our chalice, a Unitarian Universalist tradition. We will do so with some words to help center our spirits and bind us in togetherness in this time. I have everything written down or in a book, so bear with me. We now light our chalice. And we say the following words. May the light of this chalice give light and warmth to our community when we are joyful and when we are despair. And may we feel the warmth spread from our circle to wider and wider circles until all know they belong to the one circle of life. Betsy Dar, adapted. That was a reading that focuses on interconnectedness. I think it was fitting that we do a reading in that category because ultimately it will help bind us to that very ideology, interconnectedness. Though we might all be separated due to self-quarantining or lack of employment, having to see our coworkers, or lack of education, having to see our classmates, even though we're vastly separated by these great divides, we're still connected. We are still one people, united by the blood that flows through our veins, by the flesh on our bones, and by the brains in our skulls. We have them all. To various degrees do we use them, but we have them. We're human. We're one tribe. We're one family. Blessed be. Now let us transition into our moment of meditation. Just a little words of deep thought or a guided meditation to center us a little bit more on the subject matter at hand. We're gathering to honor and celebrate the idea of the Constitution. Not the Constitution of the United States of America, but your personal Constitution, your health and well being. Let us go into this time of meditation with open hearts and minds willing. I light this incense in the name of the Great Mother Goddess. Help us to focus. Help us to center. Help us to find ourselves between ourselves and to see the magic in the mundane. As we go forward into this meditation, I ask that you inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. When you inhale through your nose, inhale for 4 beats or a count of 4. Then do the same for the exhale. 4 beats or a count of 4. This is a breath cycle, or a bit of a watered down breath cycle. It'll help center you. So if we can do that together real quick. I'm going to count out loud while we're breathing. If you can breathe with me. I'm going to inhale for 4 beats and exhale for 4 beats. All right, let's go. In, 2, 3, 4, out. 2, 3, 4. Again. In, 2, 3, 4, out. 2, 3, 4. Slow down. In, 2, 3, 4, out. 2, 3, 4. Continue to do this deep breathing as we go through the meditation. It's highly unlikely that you'll need to speak, so you can focus on your breathing and your visualization. Both of these skills will be very important to you if you are a practitioner, but if not, they'll still help you in your day-to-day life, I assure you. The deep breathing helps to settle the mind and rest the nerves. And the visualization will help with manifestation when it comes to gaining things which you desire. The better you can see it, the more clearly you can visualize it, the more accurately it will manifest. That being said, let's turn our attentions towards our Constitution, towards our health. This is different than vitality, as vitality focuses on energy. Constitution focuses on the well-being of self, or what you can handle more so than your health. So let us take a moment. A really fun thing to do can be imagining your body as built by the elements. So let's try that. I want you to see an open space, an open field. There's a meadow of calf-high grasses swishing in the breeze. And there's strong currents pushing the trees and the grass. You pick up the scent of pine sap or maple or oak. And you hear the sound of the wind blowing through the trees in this open field where nothing else is. The trees surround the field, leaving a perfect clearing. In that perfect clearing, there is nothing but grass. Part of the grass begins to die. It turns yellow and then brown. And there's nothing but soil and a large patch. A patch big enough for you and your given size to make a dirt angel and were you to lay into it. But it's big. In that, dirt starts to rise from the ground. Not rock, soil. See the soil start to layer itself, literally climbing itself. And it builds 2 pads, small. And it builds up from those 2 columns that travel from both pads up and meet at a point. They combine to create a trunk. 2 branches extend from the trunk, and a oblong shape is at the top of the trunk. Now stands before you a human body composed purely of soil, purely of dirt. Plant begins to creep up around this creation, this human body, this column. And it begins to cover it. The grass wraps around it like muscular sinews around bone, like flesh around meat. And it covers the creation in a brilliant, beautiful green, head to toe. And now the shape of a human is more discernible. The features are more pronounced. The mouth opens. It inhales, pulling life into its chest, into its lungs. As air fills the diaphragm, it pauses a brief moment before exhaling. And it starts to do this continuously. After a couple of moments of breathing deeply, the limbs start to move. The arms flex, the fingers ball into a fist. The neck rolls, the shoulders do the same. Down the torso, down the legs, which twist inward and outward. Down the knee, down the calf, over the ankles to your feet and toes. This earth person is alive. They're breathing and they're moving. 2 parts of his oblong face sprout open to reveal eyes. These eyes, they look around and they survey. They take everything in. They look at themselves and they see themselves for what they are. And they are in love. This creature starts to touch its arm. And then it begins to peel away the grass. Underneath is flesh the same color as your own. In fact, you notice that this creature is the same height as you. It begins to tear away the grass, traveling from his shoulders and arms down to his feet. Its eyes have the same color as yours. It even has some hair, same color as yours. This creature is you, born from the soil, wrapped and nurtured in the life-sustaining, water-filled grass. Diaphragm full of the breath of life, and mind sparked with curiosity. The golem is tearing the grass away until your naked form is standing there looking back at you, smiling, waiting. They are as smart as you are, as sharp, as cunning, as wise. But they're waiting. They're waiting on you to tell them what to do next. Because ultimately, you're in control of your own body. Remember to breathe, inhale, and exhale. And start to come back to reality. By the sound of this bell, rejoin me in the mortal world, in the mundane world. And meet me back here at our sacred space. With that meditation, I want you to focus on an elemental concept. You can replace what I'm about to say with with her, to reference the goddess, or him to reference the god. Earth, my body. Water, my blood. Air, my breath. Fire, my spirit. Remember that nature has supplied you with everything you need to be strong. Granted, all humans can't have all foods. Allergies exist. Not all foods are accessible to everyone. Drought, shortage, famine. All of these things can affect the health of the average individual. But what you take into your body is very important. Your body is a natural work of art. It has been expertly crafted by the hands of time itself to be sustaining, to make us the highest, intellectually highest life forms on earth, or so we believe. Remember that going forward as you meditate on your own constitution. Now with this next bell, we're going to segue into our next portion of the service, into a prayer. I'll speak a prayer from my heart. Feel free to fast forward. Feel free to channel into the prayer and join me. Feel free to speak your own prayer. Also, I encourage you to chant. Chanting helps to lock the mind in memory. It also sends one, or can project one, into a trance-like state, attuning one to why they're saying it more so than what they're saying. Feel free to chant what I said earlier. Earth, my body. Water, my blood. Air, my breath. Fire, my spirit. Feel free to chant earth, air, fire, water. If you want to do the moon goddess chant, the lyrics being honored maid of, mighty maiden huntress Artemis, new moon, come to us. Silver shining wheel of radiance, full moon, come to us. Honored queen of wisdom, Hecate, dark moon, come to us. Chant what you like, pray along, listen to the prayer, or pass over it. Pass over, because that happened recently. Anyway, do this in knowledge and reverence to our great mother. Hail, O great Mother Goddess, Our Lady above and Our Lady below, Mistress of all magics, Queen of the elements, Mother of beast and man. We pray that you strengthen our constitutions, help our bodies to be fortified, help us to take in, help us to adapt, help us to evolve, help us to change and transmute to become of greater form. Strengthen the form that we are and bring us into a state of homeostasis and balance. Strengthen our bones, strengthen our bodies, strengthen, give us strength, and aid us, O great Mother Goddess, that we may be strong within our constitution. With this we pray. We ask that you continue to bless us, guide us and protect us. Keep us safe, keep us well, and be with us in these trying times. Great Mother Goddess, we greatly appreciate everything you have done, will do, and are doing. Please continue, and may you be healed and renewed as the earth heals and renews in this time. As the constitution of the earth becomes refortified, so too may ours, children and servants of this planet. I apologize. I do have roommates, and they also need things in the house. But thank you. Thank you for joining me in that prayer. I give thanks both to those listening as well as to the Great Mother Goddess for having patience. Thank you. Thank you both. Blessed be. Now, with the sound of this bell, may we transition into our next phase of the service. May we transition into our devotional act. We will draw one card today, whereas last time we drew one rune to help us through the entirety of the week. If you remember what that rune was in that message, great, more power to you. If you don't, please refer back to the previous video, day 1. But today we're going to be focused on drawing a card as our daily devotional act. So today, I'm going to be drawing a card from my herbiary deck, the Illustrated Herbiary, Guidance and Rituals from 36 Bewitching Botanicals by Maya Toll. It was a gift given to me, and it has been a great aid in learning herb lore and utilizing it in divination. Let's see. We ask the Mother Goddess guide our hand that we may draw a card that delivers a powerful message onto the people. And we have St. John's wort, Light in the Darkness. Actually, just so y'all can get a good picture of what she looks like, which I would love for my camera to focus in on that. It would help so much. There we go. Light in the Darkness, St. John's wort. Truth: St. John's wort is scrappy and scraggly, completely lacking the charisma one expects from an herb reputed to tame depression in a single bound. But that's her beauty. She's a magician and a thief, not the belle of the ball. She knows how to steal the heat from summer solstice sun, hold it in her flowers, and make it last all winter long. This is her greatest trick, bringing light and warmth to your darkness by helping recreate the electric leap of synapses, firing, and energy moving along. Call on St. John's wort when you need a sip of sunshine so you can find your light in the darkness. A good reflection is modern culture demands we be our same selves day in and out, summer and winter, but our bodies know otherwise. Our bodies remember a time when winter was for staying close to the hearth fires. St. John's wort is a solstice plant, blooming near the summer solstice, and perfect medicine for the winter. What medicine do you need in the winter months? How do you keep the sun in your spirit when the nights are long? What makes that awesome is that it can be transferred to a non-winter idea. The dark time of the soul, or internal winter, depression, or times of great misfortune. But let's focus on depression. That can actually give great compromise to our immunity, to our constitution. St. John's wort is actually a wonderful aid for helping fight depression. I personally would swear by it. I recommend it for those who need to focus on a little herbal boost. But I'm not going to tell you how you should relate St. John's wort and its little messages back to your life. I'll let the Mother Goddess lead you in that way, and your own intuition will play a hand, I'm sure. That being said, try to hold the messages of St. John's wort, light in the darkness, fighting depression, bringing the warmth back into your life. Encapsulate those as we go forward into the spring, as coronavirus sweeps across our planet, as multiple other diseases and anomalies and misfortunes plague our world. May you always have a light in the darkness when you need it. By the Goddess, blessed be. With that, as we sound this bell, I think it's time for our extinguishing of the chalice. The words should be below to the final prayer, the Our Mother, an adaptation of the Judeo-Christian Our Father. Feel free to say the words with me, say them to yourself, or say whatever words you would like. Now we extinguish our chalice and say our final words to the great Mother Goddess for the morning, in hopes that she'll be with us throughout the day. Our Mother of earth and heaven, sacred are your ways. Your kingdom comes, your will be done, below as it is so above. Give us this day our blessed ale, and pardon our ignorances, as we seek to enlighten those who are ignorant of us. And lead us not into vengeance, but guide us to do right actions. For yours is the queendom, and the wisdom, and the mercy forever. Blessed be. I greatly appreciate y'all tuning in. If you joined us today and you've made it all the way through the video and you've made it all the way through this little service, your support is appreciated. You are honored and loved. If you couldn't do it today, or maybe you've made it all the way through but you don't jive with this video, there's plenty of other wonderful examples of goddess-centric messages out there that I recommend you tune into. And if the idea of goddesshood or divine feminism doesn't reign true with you, if that doesn't resonate with you, so be it. Maybe there are other ways for you to fulfill your spirit, other ways for you to fuel your inner self. But for those who find this rewarding or enjoyable, I thank you for joining me. I'm sure the Mother Goddess thanks you. May the Queen of Heaven bless you today and always going forward. So mote it be, blessed be, Ashe. Goodbye.